Yeah, so let's get started. All right, so today we're going to cover two things. Okay, they are like three. We're going to cover if statements, then we're going to cover nested if statement, then another formula called VLOOKUP. Yeah, so I would like to inform you that the things we're going to cover today, they are actually very, very powerful and very, very beneficial when it comes to like Excel. So ensure that you get them very well because they are going to help you to do anything. You're going to, you see that you're going to be able to come up with very, very strong systems while just using these two formulas. Yeah, so we're going to get started with if, then we look at nested if, then now we end up with a VLOOKUP. Yeah, so what is the if statement? If statement is something that can help you. Okay, you put a condition. In case this cell has this, please do this. So you're putting a certain condition that a certain cell or the figure which is in that cell should satisfy in order for you to get a certain result. Yeah. For the people that have attended, we've ever tried doing showing that either someone has passed or failed using the if statement. And actually, we're going to use the same example so that you get well confident with it. For those that are new, then you also learn it. And in the exercise, that's where we shall get something that is a bit different. Yeah, but what we're going to do is that we're going to determine whether someone has passed or they have failed. Yeah, so it can be students' performance. Let's say maybe in history, like a subject called history, and students have done exams. Now we want to put a pass mark, and we say that they have passed or they have failed. Yeah, so can put number. The reason I could come when these things are already typed, but I want you to see that. I want you to see more things as I'm the way I come up with a table and everything. Because I could just come when a table is already, like the table is already designed and I just show you the if statement, but I want to show you that where you can get everything from. Yeah, like it is possible.
Yes.
You can also come up with
Mantu,
this.
I think we are still on the other screen of the YouTube. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not seeing the screen that you're on. I don't know that it's only on my side, but
yeah, same here.
Okay. Let me open also on YouTube. You were able to see. Let me open the YouTube. Were you able to see the Excel? The few things that moved on Excel. Okay. Hope you can see Excel now. Adrian, can you see the Excel?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we're going to use that. We have different students' names and yeah, and this is their performance, like their marks they have got. So they can be having some random marks. So now I want to find out, did they pass or did they fail according to the pass mark that we're going to put. So we're going to use a pass mark of 50. Like if someone has above 50, they have passed. In case they have less than 50, they have failed. Yeah, so that is the condition that we're putting across. Yeah, so let me just write it here down. Yeah, so we can say that pass mark is 50. Yeah, so that means in order for it to be counted that you've passed, you need to have greater than 50, and in case you have less than 50, it's going to be a failed. Yeah, so let me first save the file so that I don't forget. You should always actually start with saving your file. So this is going to be if statements. Yeah, so now this is what we have. So we want to determine the Tom pass according to the pass mark. Yeah, so the short answer here would be that yes, he passed. But why? Because his mark is above 50, because it is 56. But now do you make Excel intelligent enough to determine that he has passed or he has not passed? So that's where you go to using the if statement. In order for you to use the if statement, you type is equal to if. Yeah, you can use capital or small. Then you select this if that has come. Then click on tab, or you can just tap shift, then 9 to open the brackets. Then what if statement takes? Remember the other statement, the other functions like sum could just take like a cell range or the two cells that you're summing up. But for if statement takes 3 parameters, or what they call values. You have to first put the condition. Yeah, in this case, we want to say if this mark, so we're going to put the cell number, D7, if it is greater than 50, yeah, we can say greater than 49, or greater than or equal to 50. Yeah, so I'm going to use greater than or equal is written like that. So even if it is 50, exactly 50, they will be counted that they have passed. So if that mark is greater than or equal to 50, what should be the result? So you put comma, then you open two quotes, that what should come when that mark is greater than 50. So we're going to say they passed, or it's a pass. Then comma, what is going to come if they have failed? So it's going to be a fail, like that. So that is the formula for if statement. Yeah, before I press enter, I would like to ask who has not understood, and maybe I repeat for them, or they can ask me a question about that. Has everybody understood the formula?
Yes.
No. Me, I suggest you repeat it again.
Okay. Okay, now you pay attention. I'm going to do it next to Ken. So if statement, you write is equal to if, yeah, open brackets, then you have to put 3 values. The first one is the condition that is supposed to be satisfied, or the cell that you're using to check. This time round, we're checking for pass mark being 50, and this is the column for the mark. Yeah, so we want to check, does this marks, we're going to use that cell, then we shall later autofill. If that mark, which is D8, is greater than or equal to 50, because that is the condition that we want to see. If it is greater than or equal to 50, they have passed. If it is less, they have failed. Yeah, so we are done with writing the condition. Put a comma, open quotes, then you type in what should be brought in case, sorry about that, like put a comma, then you type in what should be brought in case this condition is true. In case it is true that 40 is greater than 50, what should be returned in this cell where I'm writing the formula? Yeah, it should say that pass, or they have passed. Then comma, what if this we've put is not right? What should be returned, or what should be typed in this cell? Once said that they failed, like that. So is it clear now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so that is the if statement. When you're done, just autofill. You can copy the formula, but copying maybe when you have very many cells may not be a good, may not be a good idea. So just autofill, like just click on any cell that has the formula. Okay, just wait. Just click on any cell that has the formula. Okay, and because I'd copied, it is still having the formula on. Okay, let me just do this. My Excel had got a problem, but let me just open it again, then we'll continue. Yeah, so we're going to write the statement again. That is equal to if. I can type capital small, whichever way. If this is greater than or equal to 50, please return that I'm going to say passed. Then if it is not true, then just say failed. Yeah, like that, then you autofill. Yeah, so that's it. So is there any question before we go to, the next? Okay, there is no question now. We're going to move on to building like a grading system for the same marks.
Someone has rose up their hand. Maybe there's a question. Anisha?
Yes, Anisha, what is the question? No, you can go ahead and ask. Maybe they erased by mistake. I don't know, I can't hear them. Okay, let's just continue. So we're going to extend our table. Yes, so by grade, what I mean is like, okay, if you've ever done primary 7 or secondary, you know how they grade here in Uganda. So it can be that above 75, like this, you have a D1. Then between 70 and 75, that is 70 to 75, or we can say to 74, that is a D2. Then 65, 70 or 69, we can say to 69, that is a credit 3. Yeah, so just to give you the concept, anyway, we can build. Let me write all of it so that we can build, but I want you to follow, because the one we're going to write next, it is too long, but it is the same logic. Yeah, so between 60 to 64, that is a credit 4. Then we have 55 to 59 being a credit 5. Then we have 50 to 54, being a credit 6. Yeah, so now we know there is a pass 8, pass 7, and what, but I'm just going to say less than 49. Just going to give them F9. Yes, like that. So we want to build a grading system here, in that according to the marks that someone has scored here, they can be able to pick the grade number, the kind of grade that they get. Yeah, so this is what we're trying to build. Yeah, so, and we can only build this with a nested if statement. And what do I mean by that? Is that we shall use is equal to if, yes, then you write the first condition that you want to satisfy. And which one is that? We want to check this mark. If it is greater than or equal to 70, comma, what should be returned? If it is greater than or equal to 75, it should return a D1, like that. Yes, so now instead of putting comma and you type in what should return if it is not right, just put another if, like that. So put another if statement, then you do the same thing. It is the same cell, this 7. Now this time around, if it is greater than or equal to 70, yeah, what should it return? It should return a D2, like that, comma, then put another if. And so before I continue with the formula, is there someone who is lost? Because we're going to continue with it and it's going to become too long. So if you don't raise any issue here, you may not be able to get it. Is there anyone who would like me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're doing the normal if statement, like if, then we write our logic or our condition. The condition is this cell should be greater than or equal to 75. I'm getting that information from here. If it is greater than or equal to 75, it should return a D1. Like they have got a D1. So put comma. So instead of putting the other condition, otherwise, the way we did here, that we only wrote passed and failed, now we instead put another if. Yeah, like that. So this time around, we check in the same cell. It is this 7 greater than or equal to 70 here. Yeah, don't worry about the 70 to 74. For it will automatically know where it belongs. Yeah, like it will know that this is greater than 70, but it is less than 75, so it will be able to give it a D2. You don't need to write 70 to 74. Yeah, so if that one is true, what should be returned? It's a D2, comma, then write another if this 7 greater than or equal to 65. What should it return? This one is a credit 3, comma, then you write another if, because we still have more conditions down here. Yeah, this 7 greater than or equal to 60. What should it return? It should return a credit 4, comma, if we have another condition for 65, for credit 5, that is this 7 greater than or equal to 55. What should it return? It should return a credit 5, comma, then second last if this 7 is greater than or equal to 50, it should return a credit 6, like that. Then and lastly, so the last one, you don't need to type the if statement, because if checks all these conditions and none of them is right, it means that the mark is less than 50 or is less than all of them. So what should it return? It should return F9. Yeah, so now here is the magic. Like you have to close all the brackets that you've opened, because we've been opening brackets, but we've not been closing them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have to close all of them. And what helps us to be sure that we've closed all of them, they have different colors. You can see they have different colors. So when I try to close, it's going to first close this one. Then I close again, it will go ahead to close this. Yeah, you don't need to take a cursor there, just close. Close again. So it has closed the blue one, the green one. It has closed this. Then it has closed red, and it's left with just one. Yeah, so can you all see that the formula? Then now we're going to press enter and we see. So it has given us credit 5. Let's go and see. Is it right? Yeah, because 56 falls between 55 and 59. Then you can copy and paste or just autofill. Yeah, like that. So you can see all the people that have below 50, they have F9, F9. So any question about that before we go to the VLOOKUP? Anyone with a question? Okay, seems that no one has a question. So now we're going to look at VLOOKUP, and I'm going to open a new cell for that. Yeah, this is called a VLOOKUP wizard or VLOOKUP formula, just like that. And what does it help you to do? This one is very, very, very important, especially in like supermarkets. Yeah, we're going to look at, let me give you an example of like a shop. You're selling certain commodities, but those commodities have prescribed the price, like the price that they have already determined. They're saying that this is for this much, this is for this much. Then when someone comes and they buy multiple of them, when you're making a receipt, that's when you can use the VLOOKUP wizard, yeah, or formula. Other than that, let's just go into it, then you will see how it works. Then later on, you will appreciate its importance. Yeah, so I'm going to imagine a shop that you're selling, let's say you're selling phones. You're selling phones, and you have maybe country of origin. Then here you have the price. Yeah, so here you can have the phone name, maybe like you have your, maybe your iPhone, let's say 12. Then you have your Samsung. Maybe you have your let's say maybe you have these phones and you're selling them. So here countries, I'm just going to type randomly, maybe Uganda. That may be a country of where it is made from or anything. I just want to create another column. Don't worry about that. And then now we have different prices. Maybe this is 3M. Then maybe this is 1.2. Then this may be like 800. This is 720. This is 600. Yeah, like that. So you have this table. You can turn it into a table. Though we've not gone that far, but we can work with it even if it is not a table. So now just imagine, fine, you may be now having let me design a simple receipt, like receipt for phone services or phone sellers, phone dealers. Yeah, so you know how they can have like number. Then here they have what they have taken, then the quantity they have taken, and then the price, like you may be having subtotal, then total, like that. So here you have, they can give you like different, okay, let me say you can only fill 5, then down here you have total. So this I'm just designing, don't overworry about this. I'm just designing the receipt. Yeah, you can select and insert a row. You can say name. So this is where the buyer's name goes onto. Yeah, so now just imagine you have this. Yes, so you want to say that someone has bought iPhone 12 and they have also bought ITEL P8. But you want to add the subtotal here and also getting that total. So what will happen, either you'll go and copy the amount and paste it here, or you're going to use VLOOKUP. And now here the table is very small. That's why it is it looks simple that you can just go and select. But now just imagine a very, very big shop where they have a ton of different devices they are selling. So you'll have to always go look for the price, then you copy it and paste it here, then you do the calculations. But with VLOOKUP, that is solved. Yeah, so we're going to see how does VLOOKUP solve that. So with VLOOKUP, what it looks like, it looks at something you've provided. Okay, like I want to just come here, I type in that someone has taken iPhone 12, then it automatically gives me the subtotal, that is the price for it. Then I'll just type in the quantity and it calculates the total. Okay, I want to type in that someone has taken iPhone 12, then it gives me the price. So we're going to first do it from outside here. Then now we shall take it to our receipt. Yeah, so we're just going to use these two cells. Yeah, so this is where the value will be. Like this is where I'll type in the type of the phone. Type of the phone, then it's going to give me the price. Yes, this is what we want, and we're going to make it into a small table. I want you to focus on this so that when I type in like Samsung Note 7, this cell is filled with the price of the Samsung Note 7. Then we shall take the same logic and we use it here. Yeah, so here is where I want the price to appear. So I type in is equal to VLOOKUP, like that. Open the brackets. Then for it, it takes these different parameters of value. Yeah, I want it to be very keen. I'll repeat it if you don't get it, but I want it to be very keen about it because it takes 4 parameters. Yeah, so the first one is it picks what I'm going to type in. So this is where I will type in the type of the phone, and that is called lookup value, comma. What it takes next is which table should it search from? Yeah, so in case we've not covered tables, but in case you have a table, you can type the table name in case you created a table here. In Excel, it is possible to create a table. But right now we don't have a table. So what we're going to do, we're just going to select a range like this. So this is where it should search from. Yeah, actually I can remove the headers. So I'm going to repeat it, is equal to VLOOKUP. Select this value, comma, please search from here. I may not look into the titles, into the like the headers. I just want it to search through this, comma. Then you have to give it which column should it return from that particular table. So it is counted like this. This is the first column. This is the second column. So this is the third column. So return the figure in the third column, comma. Now this other one, okay, you may not overworry about it, but later on when you get used to VLOOKUP, you see that it's very important. Yeah, the last value means that should it match exactly what you've typed? For example, if it is iPhone 12, and here in the type of phone, I've typed I to be capital. Should it return the price, or I should type in exactly the way it is typed from the phone name? Yeah, so that's what it means here. So if you set true, it means that even if it is not the same spelling, as long as it looks like iPhone 12, like what I've typed, to return the price. But if I say false, it means that it should, I must type the same exact word, and that's what we're going to use. Yeah, but you can select anything that you want. So we're going to use false, then close the bracket. Then let's first test it. Then if it works, then now I will get the questions from you. Yeah, so I press enter. So nothing here, the formula is bringing like an error. Why? Because I've not yet typed anything here. So I'm going to type iPhone 12. Yeah, so you see when I type iPhone 12, it gives me the price. So let me type Intel P8. It changes the value. Now let me just change the I to be small. Let's try it with something different, like let me say Techno, and I just stop on Techno. You see, it will not give me the answer. Even if I say Techno Common, maybe 5. You see, it is Techno Common 5. Yes, I've typed Techno Common 5, but not exactly the way it is. Why? Why it can't bring? Because I said it should be the exact mismatch. Like it should be exactly the way it appears the other side. If I turn it to true, it is possible it can give me an answer because what I've typed is closer to this. So that is the difference between the two. So I want to receive questions from you. Then I will use it in our receipt. I will create a new receipt. And then we shall call it a session. Any question about that?
Excuse me.
Yes.
But I think true is the best method to go with, using true, not false.
Yeah, it depends. I just wanted to show you that either way it is possible. It depends. You may have things that are not crazy related. For example, you don't have similar Samsungs. You only have one Samsung. So you just want to type the word Samsung and it brings the price, even if it is in caps lock or lowercase. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other question?
It's not really
Okay.
a question, but
Yes.
does that mean you have to be keen on what you type?
Yes, but I'm going to show you another method on which, now let me show you this. It's kind of like a trick. We can put here what they call a drop down, where you can select through so that you don't need to always type. And that is done from data. Then you look for data validation here. Yeah, so click on data validation. Then you come to, okay, it's under settings. Then allow data validation. Then you select list. Are you following? Okay, I'm going to repeat it. Like I don't want to be always typing the name. I just want to click on some arrow down. The way you see here, when I click, it brings me this. So I want to be able to do the same, and it brings me the name of the phones, and I select. So that's what they call data validation. Click on data validation, then go to validation criteria and you select list. Then now you come here to source. So that's where it's going to get the list from. So I want it to get from here. Like this is what's going to act as our list. Then press OK. So when I come and click on this, now I find them. So I just select that I need Samsung Galaxy 8, then the price changes. I need Itel P8, then the price changes. So how cool is that? Is that one better? Okay, so let's first do this data validation, and we use it here in these cells. Then now we shall come here to subtotal and we apply VLOOKUP. So come here, go to data validation, change this to a list. Then for the source, pick this. Yes, click OK. So every time I come here, I can select from which type of phone. So I can copy the same thing, copy, paste it here. Also paste it here. Yeah, so you can see all of them. Now I can just click and select the phone. Yeah, so we're going to write the lookup here from the subtotal, because what does subtotal mean? It means that, okay, let me just call it a unit price. Yeah, unit price will mean that what is the price for each quantity. Like if someone takes iPhone 12, they're going to pay 3 million. But if they take 2 of them, then we shall have to calculate 2 times that unit price and we get the total. Yeah, so I can rename this to subtotal so that we just have the total down here instead. Yeah, so let me hope now those that never got it are going to try to follow here. Yeah, so we want when someone selects here a particular phone, their price appears here without us going to copy it. So click, type in is equal to VLOOKUP, open brackets, then you type in the value. So where is the value going to come from? Who can tell me where are we going to get the value from? Isaac, can you tell me where are we going to get the value from? It's this cell, this one here. D21, comma, then which table is it going to search through? Here, this table. Should be this, comma, after the
Excuse
table.
me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
You can't fix that range before you go ahead.
Fixing the range. You can fix the range. You can fix the range with dollar signs. But that one, I don't want to bring a lot of things now.
It basically works in the other without VLOOKUP.
Yeah. You can fix it with the dollar signs. Okay. So, comma, then now we type in the which column value, like the number of which particular column. This is the first column in the table. This is the second. So we're looking at the third column. Then comma. So we said let's use false. this time around, we're not even going to type, we're just going to be selecting. So cross. Yeah, so now it is bringing in a, because we've not yet selected we've not yet selected the what someone has bought. So like we've got a customer has taken iPhone 12, how many quantities? 4. Then he has also taken Samsung Galaxy 8 and has taken 2 of those. So this is, we just need to autofill, or you can autofill, or you can just copy and paste the formula. Yeah, so maybe they have also taken Tecno Camon 5. Yes, and they have just taken one of them. So now here we're going to use the previous formulas that we looked at, that is product. We want to multiply this unit price times the quantity so that we get to know how much now they are supposed to pay for that. So we're multiplying these two. You can use comma or you can use a cell range like that. So now it is bringing plus 0.8, but what that means is that the figure is big, it can't fit in a column. So you just need to increase. Even when you see this hash, it means that the figure is there, but it can't fit. So just make the column wider, then autofill this. Then after autofilling, now when it comes to this total, we shall have to just make the sum of here, these 3. Press enter, and now we have a receipt. So now you may ask me, what is the importance of that? Why don't I look at it and I just type it? The importance would be, let me first delete this. Okay, the importance would be that in case we get another stock and now we're changing the price, we're no longer selling iPhone 12 at 3 million. Now they have increased maybe taxes and is at 3.5. Yeah, so that is 3.5. I press enter, so it automatically updates everywhere where we did the VLOOKUP. Even if this man has decreased from 600 now to 450. 450. Let's enter, you can see that now our figures are changing. Yeah, so that's what they call VLOOKUP. Here, I've showed it to you on a very small scale, but on a when you have a lot of data, you can appreciate it because you don't have time to go through a big table, like which is having like 1,000 rows. You go on checking each column or searching to see the price. You can say I can use find, use find, but you'll find now the name of the phone. Then you have to scroll and look for the price because you may be having a lot of columns also. Yeah, so any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, if we don't have the questions, yeah, so let's see a few closing keywords from Mr. Adrian. Then we shall close. Yes, Mr. Adrian.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Mansour, for the session. It has been nice. Hope we've learned. That's one of actually, as he stressed it, that it's one of the okay, there are many important things in Excel, but then that is one of them. And it's actually not easy. You know, you can see someone do it and then you feel like it's easy until when you find yourself in a position where you have to do it and you find out that you can actually have a few issues here and there. Yeah, so all in all, it goes back to practice. Please practice. Go back, look through these things, practice. I know when you practice, basically not with this exact example, try to get something different because that's how you will even explore more. We want us to come back next time here when you are having success stories and failure stories. failure meaning that if you fail, it's not that it's bad or it's good, but we use that to learn. So if you try out things and they fail, please make sure you do all the research to make sure that they work. You can ask, you can do anything, but yeah, that's all. And also, what I also wanted to stress that the VLOOKUP, you had the V. V is for vertical. It's going to look, because there's also HLOOKUP. There are two. Those lookups, there's VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP looks for values in a vertical manner. You see that the way he was doing it, that you have the iPhone this side and also the price this side. I want you to realize something, that it's going to look going like vertically up and down. But then there's also HLOOKUP, like it looks for values in a row. In a row, here it has been looking for values in a column, but then they are where it looks for a value in a row. So there's also HLOOKUP. If you can come back next time and you guys can tell us how HLOOKUP works, that would be very interesting. Other than that, I think that's all from me. Wish you a good night.
Okay, thank you. So here I've been trying to, we shall cover printing in the next session, but I've been trying to show you that we can go ahead now to issue out the receipts that I've made. Yeah, okay, it is opening. Let me show it to you. Yeah, can you see this? Can you see this, which is in Adobe? Yeah, so this is a receipt that you can issue out, like you can print and give it to someone. Yeah, so these are some of the things you're going to be able to do. You're going to help your parents, like someone is selling, maybe you have a certain business, you're going to use Excel and help them to come up with different things. Yeah, so other than that, thank you for attending. Have a good night. We meet tomorrow for the last session about Excel. This is just introduction to Excel, but we're going to have phase 2 where we shall have more advanced Excel. Then from Excel, starting from Monday, we're going to learn PowerPoint, which is so exciting. Yeah, so